Good morning. Good morning. I know I'm shouting at you awful early this morning. This is Rich Wallace, and you have joined an episode of Strictly Business here on EdgeTVNetwork.net. A peek into the future. My name again is Rich Wallace. I'm the president of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and this show is being brought to you by the Chamber through EdgeTVNetwork.net. We thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have a wonderful show set up. And if you remember last week, we had a HR person that came on and talked about all of the rules of HR and what you could do and how you could do this and what you shouldn't say and what you should say. And we found out in that session that I was probably number one violator of all of the HR rules. So as we move into understanding how to run the back door of your business, we wanted to be sure that as I clean up my act, that you would clean up your act in the HR department. So that's only one portion of your business that you need to be able to work successfully so that you can be able to get to what you need to get to with your business. And once again, this is Rich Wallace, and you have joined an episode of Strictly Business. And I've got Mr. Kevin Pryor coming on, and he has a company called Just Works. And they're out of New York, but they also have an LA office, which means that they are like the Black Chamber of Commerce. They are from the desert to the sea. So you can connect with this company. You can connect, and they will help you through the process of the madness of, and I'm going to say this, I know y'all going to put some comments in the box, the madness of dealing with employees. It is not, if you're paying a person $16.80 an hour. I think that's what the minimum wage is on the here in Southern California. We found out with the HR person last week that the minimum wage is different for different counties. So if you've got somebody in LA County and somebody over here and somebody over there, it is a different priority. So we need to find out what your HR situation is in Washington, D.C. We need to know what it is in Pomona, California, as well as Dallas, Texas. This is Rich Wallace, and thank you so much for being a part of Strictly Business. And we're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Kevin Wallace, and I'd like to invite you to be a part of the 30-year anniversary celebration of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. That's right, it's our anniversary, and we have a present for you. Sponsor any chamber event in 2023, and you will not only be sponsoring that one event, but your message will be prominently displayed at all of our chapter events from the desert to the sea. Wow. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get your message in front of our members and event attendees across Southern California. Space is limited, so visit our website at blackchamberofcommerce.org today to learn more.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here, to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
And welcome back. We do these quick commercials because we want you to know who we are and what's going on. We've had some people that have requested, hey, I like the commercial. How'd you get it done? This and that. We have a young lady on staff out in Long Beach called Miss Sharifa Hardy, and we'll be playing her spot a little bit later. But if you're interested in reaching out to her, reach out to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and she can actually help you produce a commercial at a comfortable rate. You know, we don't use the word cheap around here, but it's a comfortable rate so that a small business can get on the air. We've got Spectrum coming on next week, and Spectrum has a wonderful deal. Spectrum TV has a wonderful deal where they're putting together a $5,000 advertising package for small businesses at a comfortable rate. Once again, this is Strictly Business, and we want to connect you with some things that can help you in your business. And right now, we're going to talk about the back door of your business. What is the best possible way to do payroll and to keep up with the 941 form and the tax forms? We have an IRS agent that's going to be in Long Beach at our mixer tomorrow. Wednesday? Yes. No, that's next Wednesday, the 14th. Tomorrow we're in Culver City with Miss Linda Lewis at our mixer at BJ's. Is it BJ's or JB's restaurant? I'm sorry, Mr. BJ, we messed up your name. And that's really important about your restaurant out in Culver City. But go to our website at blackchamberofcommerce.org and get the right information. So that way you won't have what is it? The story that they're telling now is a story, is the wrong information. So thank you so much. And we're going to get right into what we got going on, because I know time goes fast in the morning and people go, well, I didn't get a chance to hear this. But you can go back to our website at edgetvnetwork.net or our YouTube page on blackchamberofcommerce.org, and you can play the session on the HR, because it was really important to understand what that is. And if you want us to bring Miss Stephanie back, we'll be more than glad to. But right now, we've got Kevin on board, and we want to bring him in. Hey, good morning, Kevin. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Rich. Good morning to you, and good morning to everyone listening and viewing.
Thank you so much for taking the time out. Now, it's 7 a.m. here, and you're in New York, right?
I'm well into my morning.
Okay, all right.
I should be thanking you for getting up early, but certainly I'm excited for this conversation. I think it's something that's needed. And I think obviously JustWorks, the company I'm with, can really help small businesses be much more on top of their game.
Okay, well, let's get right into it. Let's talk about JustWorks, where they came from, and how they could really help. And we're going to save that money donation out, that grant money you're talking about, until after the next commercial. I can keep hanging on. So they got money to give away. Stay tuned. So, we got the news media. Oh, we had a this and that, and they don't tell you until it's time for the news to go off. So that's what we're going to do here this morning. We're going to hold them hostage on that grant money right now. But Kevin, tell us about JustWorks.
Sure. Again, thanks, Rich, for the time. JustWorks has been around 10 years. We are what is called in the industry a PEO, Professional Employee Organization, which means in layman's terms, we have the ability to handle all your back office, payroll, workers' compensation. We can provide you with health insurance, manage your 401k for you and your employees, and really just make life easy, put hours back in your day to run your business the right way. We are licensed and fully operational through the IRS, all 50 states. So no matter if you have employees in California or in Texas, or you have a person who relocated because of COVID and their California business not working in the office, we can handle that. We do all the tax filings at the end of the year. And just like I said, we keep everything tied up in a bow. I think that's one of the major issues I've experienced with a lot of clients of mine, that they just don't know. I mean, you spend all your time building your business, building this operation that you're proud of. It's your baby. It's what you spend your life, blood, sweat, and tears. And in an instant, for something you don't know, it can be taken from you. And again, it's very important to know how to pay people, the tax filings, and certainly the compliance, especially in California.
Yeah. And so now, if you do the filing for me, at one point in my business career, I owned some restaurants and I had a lot of employees, and I learned about the 941 form the hard way, really the hard way. If you are a small business and you're taking taxes out of my check, and you're taking Social Security and those other things that do. So as a small business, do I send that check to you and you disperse it to those different government departments, or how does that work?
Way it works is just like anything else now in 2023, we just deduct it from your account. Again, if we're doing payroll and handling your business, we have linked up our bank account to your bank account, and we're going to pay your employees every 2 weeks, take out the proper filings. We're going to do that for your business. The same if it includes if it's health insurance or 401k. So really, again, and this is, and not just with taking stuff out, you have access to a back office portal, so you see all this stuff happening and you know what's being taken out on the day it needs to be taken out. So again, it's very transparent, but nevertheless, it's something that takes the pressure off you, the employee. And as you know, Rich, most small businesses, they wear all the hats. They're the owner, they're the HR manager, they're payroll. I mean, I don't know how many hours people tell me they spend on payroll, even for the smallest companies. So again, this is something that we do for you. You have access to it. You have viewership of it. We have 24/7 support if you have any questions, or if your employees have any questions about something, we're there for you. So, from a JustWorks perspective, it just makes life easy. And I know sometimes people say, well, that can't be true. Nothing's easy. But again, from what we provide as a business owner, it takes the complete stress of the back office off your hands.
And one of the things that, as a small business, we're always looking to save money, which is why a lot of small businesses try to manage that themselves, because they're trying to save money. But what I found out as a small business, I couldn't grow without spending money. So saving my time was more important to me at that particular time than trying to save those few dollars by spending, like you say, all day, half the night, bunch of paperwork scattered all over my desk, and then maybe not even getting it right, having to do it again and again and again. So as a small business person, it's difficult for a lot of small businesses to understand to separate saving money and saving time. So if you could speak to how much time is involved and how much money they could possibly save, because if I'm paying you $16.80 an hour and I've got 3 or 4 employees and I'm paying that hourly rate, but I'm spending a day and a half or all night trying to figure out how to pay you. Because when I hired you, or when I opened up my business, most businesses don't know the back end of what actually comes out. And they find out later that they have to participate in the unemployment insurance. And they don't know that. And the question is why? Who made that decision that I had to participate in if you quit, I have to put money into an account so when you leave me, you can still get paid from me and others that put into that.
Without question. I think, again, it comes down to, the dispensing of information, right? Like, if I don't know something, I don't know, right? Like you mentioned about payroll and different things, like taking out the right insurance, or what you just mentioned about if somebody, leaves or resigns. In the state of California, if you fire somebody, you have to pay them a physical check on the day of firing. That's not in every state, but that's in the state of California. A lot of people don't understand that. These are little idiosyncrasies that will keep you out of compliance. Or, for instance, in that situation you just mentioned, that can be a wrongful termination. Now, if you don't have EPLI insurance, now that's a situation where, you on the hook. And again, as a small company, when every dollar counts, going back to the timing aspect, HR is not a sexy product. It's not something you want to spend all day doing or learning all the laws. You might know all the laws and be a whiz and know how to run payroll really quick. But you know what? If you're spending hours and hours of that, you won't have a job. You're going to have to go get a job working for somebody to do HR, because you won't have a business. It's numerous. It's always changing. And really, since, 2020, when obviously COVID and now coming out of draws of COVID, there's a lot of things changed. People who are now getting hit with PPE loan out of invoices and fines because they didn't file it the right way. A company like ours, make sure you're straight. You can still learn it. I recommend it and tell all my clients, you need to know what's going on. It's because we do it doesn't mean you don't need to know what's going on. But Rich, as you know, as a successful businessman, I don't have to be the smartest person in the room. I can surround myself with people that can help me keep my shit moving and still have an idea of what's going on. And that's what JustWorks is. We don't run your business. We're not going to come in and tell you how to run your operation or change your employment culture. We're just here to support you in the back end from an HR perspective on all needs. Bigger than payroll, bigger than workers' comp, bigger than EPLI. It's a combination of everything: health insurance, life insurance, the whole bit, 401k. And as we all know, especially when you're trying to hire new people and hire new employees. You want the best. So yeah, I might be able to pay somebody, but if I can't offer them benefits, especially post COVID, where it's a situation now where benefits are at an all-time premium. What health insurance do you have? What's your 401k like? Do you offer life insurance? Do you offer short-term, long-term disability? And if you don't offer those things, all I'm giving you is a paycheck. Well, that you're leaving yourself open to not getting the best employees. So again, having a support setup in place, having a benefit channel in place, not to mention obviously paying somebody, but having all those things in place makes you a much more productive company and a much more productive availability to open employees.
Okay, now you mentioned an insurance with the insurance that a person has to have. Well, here in California, you need workers' comp, you need
Yeah.
business insurance. Now, you mentioned another one. Is that the errors and
EPLI.
what was that?
EPLI, Employment Practices Liability Insurance. It's not a
Okay.
requirement. We offer it in our admin fee, so it's just added in. You have it, but in this day and age, it's so important to have because that covers for wrongful termination. Somebody feels like you disrespected them in the office, or it was a hostile work environment, or discrimination. We live in a different world now where things that were accepted 10, 15 years ago, you just can't say in an office setting now, whether that's remotely or in a physical environment. So again, these insurances cover you. Somebody sues you, an employee sues you for something, and you don't have insurance, then you're on the hook for a lot of that cost. So again, we give you that in our admin fee. That's included. Again, it's not a requirement by the state of California or really most states, but it's certainly something I would highly recommend you have. And with JustWorks, when you sign with us, you do receive that.
Okay. Just to be clear, as a small business comes along and they do a deal with JustWorks, whatever the fee comes to, and I'm pretty sure it's based on the number of employees and how long you've been in business and some other things. JustWorks offers or provides kind of like a rider, I guess, on an insurance policy. I can add things to my program that, like the insurance, so I don't have to go out and find an insurance company or an insurance agent to add the workers' comp or the other types of insurance that I need. I can get all of that through JustWorks.
That is correct. You can get all the basic insurances and things you need to run your business on a day-to-day. If you want to add other things, or you want to add a higher, some companies do, like for their executives, they want to have more, of a higher policy. Like with JustWorks, it's a $2 million max on when it comes to workers' comp. So some insurances, some companies say, we want our CEO to have 5 million. Well, you can go out and get that extra if you want, but the 2 million certainly will cover you and your employees, and that's something that we have here at JustWorks. To talk about pricing real quick, we have two components. We have a basic and we have a plus. The basic is everything we discussed: the payroll, workers' comp, off-cycle payments if you have contractors and vendors you pay, all those aspects, and it's $59 a month per employee. So $59 a month per employee for our basic. You get in the plus package, you get everything you get in the basic, just that includes large group health insurance, and that's $99 an employee per month. We have no contract, no cancellation fee, which again, with a lot of our competitors, they lock you in. So you work with a competitor and they tell you got a year contract, and go off a bid. Things happen in this world. 6 months, something happens to the company. You got to do a pivot. Well, you know what? They might say we're sorry, but they're going to still send you an invoice. With JustWorks, we don't have a contract or a cancellation fee. So we are built for the small and mid-sized client, because the small and mid-sized owner, things change in an instant. Things can change from the time you sign an agreement with JustWorks to when you get ready to get started. And we understand that, and again, we're built and baked for that. So $59 for basic, $99 for plus just adds large group health insurance. And again, there's never a contract, never a cancellation fee with JustWorks.
Okay, and when you mention small business and $59 for one, how many employees? If it's me and one cashier, can I join JustWorks?
That's all you need. 2 employees and up. Yes, that
Okay.
again.
And I can be
So
even an employee as an owner. I can be as an employee owner with Just Works as well. And I suggest that to any small business person, please make yourself an employee of your company.
yes.
So when you're writing payroll checks, you get one. And if you're not on the employee list, you forget or you put all of your money in. Write yourself a check, get paid. Now, if you want to put the money back into the company, that's up to you. Take out the
Yeah.
taxes, have Just Works take out the taxes so that if something happens, and this happened to me, I had 7 restaurants across the state of Dallas. And when we closed them, everybody ran to the unemployment office and filed for
Yeah.
unemployment. So I was getting
Yeah.
all of these unemployment things and all of these things. Now we're closed. We're gone. And I'm still getting these. And someone said to me, "Are you on unemployment?" And I'm thinking, "No, I didn't file for unemployment." They go, "Well, you should." You know,
Yeah.
I had a payroll service at the time, and they said, "Well, yeah, you an employee as well." And I got a payroll check, even though I signed the back of it and tore it up, you know.
Yeah.
But they did take out the taxes, they took out the payroll, they
You
took
were
out
on
all
the
of this
book.
stuff.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
on the books, and that's where a lot of small business owners make mistakes, is that they don't put themselves on the books as an employee. I'm the boss, I'm the owner, I'm, no.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you wind up budgeting yourself for a paycheck, which is what you should be doing. And a lot of small business owners don't do that. They take $20 out, buy some gas. That's cool, but no, you need to put yourself on the books and do your payroll properly. We've got an IRS agent that floats around to our small businesses that helps them organize that and puts that together. But you make a good point in saying that if I'm on the books and I only need 2 people, so it's me and one other person, and I can sign up, and it's $59 a month per person. So then it's 110 or whatever that comes to for the 2 of us, and you take care of the payroll. You go into the account, you take out the tax money, you do all of those things that we need done.
Unemployment filings, what you just went through, we would take care of that as well. So yeah,
So you file the taxes, or you just file the unemployment? Do you file the W-9? I mean, what is it?
We do all the
whatever
filings,
the. Oh,
we do all the
okay.
filings. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now I didn't even know that. That
Right.
that's a big deal.
We're educated,
Yeah,
and also
that's-
again, it puts the emphasis on the employee. So each employee is going to have their own login, so that if they change their dependents or if they change banks or what have you, you don't have to deal with it. Now I know. In years past, before I worked for a company like Just Works, if I was based in New York and I worked for a company that was headquartered in Ohio, and that Ohio admin person didn't take out New York taxes, then when tax time comes, I'm gonna owe money back. I don't know how many times that's happened to me in my past. And again, that affects the business. So the business will say, well, it ain't us, it's the IRS, the government. We just doing what state and federal taxes, but you didn't tax me properly. And that is a bad reflection on the company. And I don't know how many companies I've spoken to that said they've lost employees because of that, especially post-COVID, where, you're in California. I'm sure people escaped to like Idaho and whatever to get away from that when that was heavy. Same thing here in New York. But those employees are still working for a California-based operation. And if you don't know the taxes in those other states, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that is going to be a problem. And putting all these together, we got some grant money. Just Works has grant money. Everybody understand grant's free money. If you qualify, grant is free money. Grant is money that you can utilize in any direction that you want. It's not coming with a contract. You got to do this, you got to do that. And if you want to hang on and find out about this free money, we're going to tell you about it when we get right back.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good business consultant.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Thank you.
If you are looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
Thank you.
Okay, and we're back. I was just told I got to run us another commercial. I'm sorry.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
Okay, now we're back. All right. Let's talk about grants.
Yes.
Two things on grants. Before you tell me about the grant that you have, if a small business got a grant, and are grants are considered income, or is that something that you guys know about? If I got a $10,000 grant, that of course that would boost. I put it in my business. Is that part of the payroll thing, or is that nothing to do with that?
Well, with our grant setup, it's not part of your payroll. It's separate from that. It's not even in the way we give the grant. We give it at the beginning of when you start with JustWorks, so it's completely separate. Obviously, there's filings with any money you receive, but it's not part of your payroll. It's separate and it's non-payable. You don't have to pay that back to us.
Okay, so let's talk about that grant. How do I get it? How much is it? Where is it at? And who do I call?
I love your smile on that. You start talking about money. Again, we have a program called the Just Thrive program. And it's one of the things, working at JustWorks, I am so proud of. The Just Thrive program is designed to level the business playing field for minority-owned and women-owned businesses. The people who started this company understood that, there was some injustices on all levels, and definitely when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. And JustWorks is doing their part to try to assist in that. And we have a grant where if you're 0 to 12 months, that means you just said, you know what, you heard this great interview and you said, I'm going to start my business. Well, you know what, if you're working with JustWorks and we're handling your payroll and your HR matters, you can get $6,000 in the grant. Up front, it's no catch. It's not like, okay, well, I'm signed to JustWorks. They gave me $6K. Now I got to be here for 300 years. No, it's a grant. It's something that we give. And again, it's your money. You use any way you choose to. If you're hold
on, Kevin. You're talking fast. So
I'm
you're talking money. I'm gonna back up because these are, everybody's brushing their teeth and they doing something else, and they just own because I'm gonna be nice to Rich and I'm gonna turn it on so he can have some numbers. That kind of stuff is going on. They putting on their shoes and all of that. So what you just said was, if you sign up with JustWorks and you submit your paperwork, and you're a business from 0 to 12 months.
12 months in existence, right.
And you're brand new. You got your bank account open. You just got your DBA file. You are spanking brand new. And you're looking for money. If you sign up your payroll, you only need 2 people, you and one other person working there.
Correct.
You can get up to $6,000 grant money that you don't have to pay back. And I'm not locked in to JustWorks forever.
Correct.
In fact, I'm not locked into JustWorks at all.
There's no contract, right?
There's no contract.
Correct.
$6,000.
Yes,
$6,000. I have to say that again. $6,000. It is not going to take over the world,
right?
But it'll start the car to get you going to take over the world.
Yes,
so. And if you hang in there, because if a company is, and I'm going to let you finish telling them about it, but I have to sink it in my folks' head. It's $6,000, y'all, that all you've been walking around here go, oh, nobody this and nobody going to help me. And my cousin them won't loan me no money. Hey, hire your cousin and get $6,000 to pay their butt for the next 3-4 months or whatever the case. Anyway, Kevin, I'm going to let you finish that. I go on a rant when it's
you eloquently put that. I couldn't have said any better. But obviously, for those who are over 12 months, because it's our businesses who are established, we provide a $2,000 grant. So even though you have been in business and, certainly the hope is you've been successful, to get another $2K just because you fit that category, minority-owned, women-owned, or a non-for-profit organization, you get the $2,000 grant. And again, as you just mentioned, Rich, there's no contract, no cancellation fee. So it's again, you use any way you want. Like people tell me all the time, well, can I use it for my HR? Sure. Can I use it to run a party at my company? Sure. It's your money. It's in your account. We have no control of that. You use any way you want. And again, it's a great service, and it's something that I believe in my heart of hearts, and from me being with the company over 2 years, it's really been beneficial, and it's helped a lot of organizations. Obviously it's not $100,000, but that's 6,000 when you're starting out and you've got a lot of expenditures and things are coming at you fast and furious. It's nice for somebody to give you $6,000 alone, giving you a service that you're going to need. So nobody else in the space is doing what we do, to provide this opportunity, to do it without a contract, to do it with transparent pricing, and to do it where we're able to grow with you is second to none. Second to none.
So I'm telling you guys that are popping things in the comments, you can Google them at Just Works, so you can give the chamber a phone call, and I can put you in touch with them so that you can get that grant. Because I get phone calls all the time. You know where the money is. You know this, you know that, and I have to tell a startup, well, nobody's gonna give you money for a startup. I know you had the big vision. You thought you were going to be able to open up a nonprofit or a for-profit, and you say, I'm going to ask Kellogg's and Walmart's going to donate and this and that. No. That dog don't hunt. So, there's 500,000 or more nonprofits just here in California asking Walmart or Kmart or whoever Mart for money. And they have to go through the list, and they do give, but they have to narrow that down because you can't give to everybody. But you're saying everybody that files a Just Work paperwork that says, hey, I'm going to give this a try. I want to see how it works for me, and get in 2 or 3 months, and you go, okay. And I'm sure you guys have counselor setups or people that will help me when that negative feeling comes on, and make some adjustments. And let's talk about, once I sign up, what is your process? Is there somebody that you can talk to? I bought 15 Dell computers for an internet cafe that we're trying to start up. And I bought an embroidery machine. Everything is online. Nobody talked to, watch the video, download it. I mean, I've had these things probably almost a month now, and I'm still haven't got to downloading the video. So I can watch the video to take it out of the box and to do these kinds of things. So with so much not animation, but so much technology going on, and companies getting away from hands-on contact, that's struggle. For maybe the younger people can do it, which I have some young people alongside of me. My grandson's fantastic. He's helping me understand all of this kinds of stuff. But at the same time, I'm the type of guy that really don't like book airline tickets online. I really like talking to somebody, because I like to be clear. You see the commercial. I don't know if it's a nationwide commercial, but I print my ticket out. I'm not lying to you. I print my ticket out because I don't want to get to the airport and my phone not working, and the people that do this and that. So old school people, and I'm going a long way around because I want to know how hands-on is Just Works, or is it I sign up, they send me an email, I log in, there's some login instructions, and then there's a little box in the corner say ask us a question, and I type in because I don't know how to ask the question I want to ask, how does it work once I become a Just Work person? How can I stay a Just Work person without getting technology frustration?
Great. And I'm so glad you asked that question, Rich, because with Just Works, we fit all basic food groups, right? So if you're somebody who wants to talk to somebody, we have that 24/7 support. Somebody's there for you at 11:59 on New Year's Eve. For the techies who don't want to talk to nobody, they can use Slack. You can talk to somebody via Slack, where we can link you to Slack. You link to your Slack, you have Just Works, and you can have that interactive conversation without talking to anybody. If you're kind of in the middle, maybe like me, I'm kind of in the middle, you can email. You want to email somebody. Okay, you know what? I don't say you want to talk to anybody, but I ain't using Slack. Don't use Slack. You know what? You can email us. So you can cover all angles. Phone, email, or Slack. You have that. Going back to the paperwork for Just Thrive, and somebody might say, wow, they're giving out $6,000. It's probably like a 1,000 papers to fill out. It takes you 2 minutes, maybe less than that. It's now this is on a link. You know, the one thing you would have to do with a link, and it just asks you about 5 questions and a paragraph about your business, and that is it. And if you fit that category, minority owned, women owned, non-for-profit, you will be approved. And very simple process. Once you get started with us, we don't just say, okay, thanks, goodbye. We have an onboarding manager that rides with you from the process of signing to linking your account to your first payroll, and really holds your hand through the whole process. If your staff needs assistance, hey, I'm an owner, but I delegate that to somebody, or my staff is totally independent, we can do a presentation for your staff. Obviously, before you sign with JustWorks, you're looking at the person we're also members of the chamber as well. We can then do a presentation and show you our back office, how simplistic it is, how easy it is to manage, and how, 1-2 punch, you would probably say, wow, I didn't think this was so simple that I can sign up, get money, have my business protected and compliant, and be able to pay my employees on time and pay and tax them properly. Can all be done at JustWorks at the snap of a finger.
Oh, and that's good. So once I sign up, I can communicate with a person,
yes.
or I can go online,
mm-hmm.
and because sometimes people drop products or drop companies,
mm-hmm.
not because it was a bad company, not because they were doing a bad job. It's just that I couldn't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I just couldn't connect, and the frustration of this fantastic piece of equipment that I have in front of me. Sometimes, I mean, I have a PC and a Mac, and sometimes I get confused on which one to do which, and I'm constantly in trouble with our staff, because I sent you an email for our TV show. It's edgetvnetwork.net, but I sent that under my personal AOL email. And people are always telling me, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that. And I'm thinking, it's easier, because as most people, and us as minorities, all Black people got 2 phones for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So all Black people got 2 phones. I got a grandson. He got 2 phones. He ain't got no job. I'm like, why do you have 2 phones? So for some reason, we need 2 phones. And I have 2 phones, and one I play music on, and the other one I talk on. But we have several emails. Everybody's got an email going here and an email going there. And we're going to be doing a workshop on how to use Outlook or one of the other platforms to so when you go into your email, you can pick where it wants to come from or whatever. So people would know that. But that's a training session. If I'm baking cakes, I don't have time for that, but I do need to send you an email. I do need to be able to do this. I need to send you an email from my cake factory. I need to send an email from my personal. So now as we're doing these things with JustWorks, and we got the 6,000 or the 2,000, we got the grant money. And it appears that you're holding my hand through this.
Correct.
And you mentioned workshops. We will put one together here in the Los Angeles market, where we'll, maybe do a half an hour luncheon or something, and then we'll have you guys come out and put up a screen and just walk them through that.
We would love it.
Yeah, and I think if we can do that, and then have some HR people and some tax people in the room that ask those questions that people don't even know. And I was working with what's your partner's name in LA? Paul?
Paul, yes, Paul Rideau.
And we had an HR person at a function that you guys did, and
yes,
she
Stephanie,
came.
I met her, and I saw the interview last week, and actually I have a call with her today. We're huddling up to kind of join forces, our superpowers. But she's phenomenal, and she is somebody that, when I was watching that last week, I was just like, I might as well have been in church, because everything she was hitting was amen, amen, amen. So she's fantastic.
And she was coming on the defense, Because when
Yeah.
I first told her about Just Works, I ain't like that. Don't do that. And I said, well, I talked to Kevin and he said this and he said, but when you're a small business person and you got people telling you this and people telling you that.
Sure.
And I said,
Yeah.
I spoke with this guy and she said, well, I never heard of the company. Okay, we're in Los Angeles. They knew coming this direction.
Yeah.
So she came in on the defense.
Right.
And she sat with Paul the other day that we were at the thing, and she come back trying to sell me Just Works. So she may be asking for a job as a sales rep because she was come back pitching me. And I said, hey, wait a minute, hold on. We had an hour or so conversation, Stephanie and I, because we were talking about, human resources and personnel and who does what. And there's some other major companies out there that do the same thing you guys do. And one or two of them are members of the chamber. So what we try to do is we try to be fair because I want everybody to join the chamber. So I want that one to start with A and the other one to end with P and whatever the case may be. We want them to come in. We want our members to be able to understand their choices.
Yes.
So if you understand your choices, then you can make the right choice. We got voting season coming up. So we want to be sure that our members understand the choices that they have and who to vote for and how to work the ballots and these kinds of things. So the same thing in the business. But after Paul got through with Stephanie, because she was going to be my reason for saying, Kevin, I don't think we're going to do that.
Well, I'm so glad you couldn't say no. Again, and I agree with you on that. It's always important to have choices in anything. I always recommend, listen, while yes, I'm somebody who works for Just Works and think I'm a pretty nice guy and pretty, have great integrity, please do your due diligence. Look at different companies. Challenge us on questions or things that you need for your business because every business is not the same. But certainly understand and recognize that in this space, nobody's going to do what we do, especially for that small and mid-sized client. If you got a company with 200 employees, then you know what? We can still work with you. But, I can understand you might say, well, Just Works I've grown out of Just Works. But if you're under 50 employees and you're or under 100 or at that 5 to 10 or even what we've been talking about at that 2, there is nobody better in the industry. And I can say that with straight conviction.
Okay, fantastic. Now, is there a separate between small business and national corporate accounts? We have a lot of corporate members, let's say, not a lot, we need more, but we do have some. And I was talking to one the other day and I mentioned Just Work because I was in his office and he had a stack of payroll papers on his desk and he's got 7 stores in Vegas and another 5 in New York and some here in Los Angeles. And he's sitting there on his computer doing some things and we're having a conversation. So he stops and I'm like, man, do you do payroll? He said, well, I got to payroll people to do this and that kind of thing, And then I just kind of mentioned it because I wasn't pitching him, a lot of times when you have friends and they have bigger companies and they do this kind of thing, everybody's on the defense because you're trying to sell me something.
Yeah.
Every time my phone rings, I'm like, okay, who is this trying to sell me something? And so you answer the phone with objectives.
Yeah.
So you're ready. Okay, pitch me. But I'm an old sales guy, so if you call me, I'm trying to sell you too.
Go put in the work. Yeah.
my thing is, by the time we hang up this phone, somebody gonna buy something, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna buy me as opposed to me buying you.
I hear you.
That's always my goal. So in dealing with bigger companies, do you guys go out and I guess the term is presentation one-on-one with a major firm that could possibly have over 200 employees?
Well, to answer your question, the game plan, the focus will still be the same. So if it's a company with 200, 300 employees, which we have with Just Works, we work with large companies all the time.
Okay.
It's the same focus. Where they're located, where are their problems, what are some of their issues, how can we solve these issues, how can we bring back time and the person who manages that for the organization, how can we make the organization more productive to employees and where it's more of an enjoyable experience from a healthcare and HR perspective. So the 1 employee or 300 employees, the focus is still the same. And the difference when you talk about employees in companies over 15 employees, we also can provide you with a dedicated account manager. Whereas if you're under 15, you still have that access to Skype, the phone, or email. But if you're over 15, then we can provide you with an account manager. Certainly a large account, 200 plus, will have, all hands on deck, because you have more issues, you have more managers, you got more employees. So there's going to be more things. It's like cooking in the kitchen. If you're just cooking a little bit of soup, it doesn't need a lot of maintenance, just stir and go. But if you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner, you got a lot of things going. And that's the same thing with a larger company. So the focus in how we attack or how we manage that is the same, but certainly we have components in place to work with those large companies to make them, very comfortable with our service and product.
Well, I've got somebody in Atlanta
Okay.
that wants to know if the $6,000 is available outside of the state of California. Also, DC is asking about it as well.
Yes.
So is it just right now you're taking care of us in California and you'll get to them later? How's that work?
Well, no, we can take care. We can multitask. The grant is for the continental United States, the 50 states. So whether you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and Washington, D.C., Cleveland, Ohio, New York City, it's for everyone. So that person in Atlanta, yes, we can take care of you and manage your business and provide the Just Thrive grant to you as well.
Okay. All right.
Same with DC too. DC as well.
Okay, so they're happy. They're saying, "Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Rich. See, making me look good again."
Listen, in our short time, I've been playing Jerome to Morris Day. I've been wiping off the collar, which I got no problem doing.
Yeah, you're old school. Okay, all right. You talking about Morris Day? Yes, sir.
I got a little tread on my tires.
All right. So we're going to come back and we're going to go over the grant one more time, but I got to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show, Strictly Business, with host Rich Wallace. Tune in as the top experts in business share their success stories, strategies, guidance, and advice to help you grow your business. With guests from the top companies to your favorite influencers, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace is the show to watch for all things business. Our conversations are strictly business. We discuss new funding options, new business initiatives, best business practices, all things business explained. We provide you with the tips you need for your business, all in one morning business talk show. Be sure to tune in. Are you a business owner? Do you have a story to share? Are you able to help our audience? Then we want you on Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Visit the website at edgetvnetwork.net and select Be a Guest to schedule your appearance today.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
So if you get an opportunity, please go to our website. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to be a member. What we're trying to do is connect the dots and make sure that you get what you need to be able to get in the business community. So go to blackchamberofcommerce.org and you can join the directory just by putting your information in there. And if you put a link in there, also, they can click that link from the directory and go right to your website. And that's a service that we provide for all small businesses from the desert to the sea. I want to do a short commercial that we have our celebrity golf tournament coming up on June 9th. It's going to be at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena at Brookside Country Club. Going to be an opportunity. And I'm telling you, if you got bent up golf clubs and you don't really play golf, this is the tournament you should be in, because you could win a wonderful trophy just by digging up squirrels. So we have a lot of people come out. We've got we have fun. We got celebrities coming out. Opportunity. If you don't play golf and you just want to come hang out, that's a great thing. If you're a small vendor and you want to come out on the golf course and hang out with us that day, get a booth and talk about your products and be able to sell some different things and meet some people. It's a great outdoor event. It's June 9th. It's one of our June events. We also have a Black music award show in June because it's Black Music Month. We got a lot of things going on from the desert to the sea. Our Palm Springs branch is going to be doing some things in Long Beach. So the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is truly from the desert to the sea. So as we get back to our guest, it's Kevin Pryor. He's going to tell us a little bit more about the grant. And as we wrap this up, I want you to understand. So, Kevin, if you can, and I got people in the back always telling me, say, well, have him put his information in. I'm like, well, where does he do that at? So I don't know.
Well, the beauty of that, Rich, they can reach out to you.
Yes.
And, again, to you and your great team, and they can reach out to me. And you'll send it, and I'll definitely be in touch with them. Again, it's a very simple process. We are new proud members of the chamber. Very excited. I got my plaque in here somewhere. So we're very excited to be a part of this organization because again, we believe in fishing where the fish are. And again, we're looking to help people and help businesses. You got to work with organizations like yours, Rich. So we appreciate the opportunity. We're excited about where we can go, and I think again. We're going to help a lot of business owners be more productive.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're looking at saving time and saving money for small businesses. So don't look at the $59 per person that you have to spend. Look at all the time that you're going to save. And when we talk about time, look at the time that you don't have to do if you mess up your taxes, because they locking up folks today, and if you got some of that PPL money and you wasn't supposed to, or you got this grant money and you're trying to figure out what to do, give Kevin a call, give us a call at the chamber office. We have an IRS people that can help you walk through that process. So I know that the federal or the state or whoever it was giving out a lot of money at one point. They were just slinging that money out. And, for most small businesses, you would be a fool not to take it.
Right.
It seemed like the right thing to do. And all you had to do was check the box. And you really didn't know or think that you were stealing, and you were. If you didn't have all the information, but they were saying, oh, we're going to give you $30,000. You're upside down. The pandemic is going crazy. You don't have no customers. You can't pay your mortgage on your building. You got cards. You got all of these different things going on. And they're waving $20,000 in your face saying, click here. And you click. And a year and a half, 2 years later, they go, well, this. And it's, oh, man, So most people get into trouble because they don't know. And the courts say that's no excuse.
Exactly right. And again, when you start running a business and, I tell people all the time, once you have your filings and you're documented, you got that stamp. Well, just like you play in the playground basketball, you can do anything you want. When you play in the NBA, you got to follow rules and regulations. And the same thing with business. Once you are in the game, you have to follow the rules of the game. And again, if you don't know the rules of the game, get with somebody that can help you. Get yourself a mentor, an assistant, a big brother, somebody that can help you be more successful. I think what you guys do with the chamber, you do a great job with that. And I think, again, what we can offer with Just Works can be a nice 1-2 punch.
And that's what you need is you need a 1-2 punch. If you're in business and most business, I don't want to say, oh, everybody's struggling. No, there's people making money. There's people doing the right thing. There's a lot going on. But if you want to continue on that pattern, or if you haven't started on that pattern, Just Works is a place to start. It's a place to go ahead and say, okay, let me give them a shot. Let me sign up, because let me put $200 into Just Works and see if it works out. I'm going to put $400 to the side. I'm going to pay these for 2 or 3 months and see if it really releases the headache that I'm having. And if they've got a hands holding person over there, because I regret, or I'll use the wrong word. I fear people signing up for things and then not being able to figure it out. The frustration of business is really what puts people out of business. They just, I get so frustrated with the system, and I clicked here, there's nobody on the phone, and we bought a $17,000 machine, and I can't talk to nobody about how to do it. I got some great videos, but I got to figure out how to download them, because they downloaded into, what is it, the download thing, which is different from the other thing, which is different from this thing.
It almost sounds criminal. I spent almost $20,000. I can't get somebody to help me. Y'all took my money pretty easy. I get it, and you're right. It is a frustration. And again, it's like, you know, the American dream is to own, right? Business, home, what have you. And now, you know what, somebody comes in, smooth talking person, tells you how great it is, and then you can't get it. And I get it. And a lot of our competitors utilize that, you know, well, everybody's got smartphones and everybody, yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to operate that way. I'm very savvy with my iPad, and I got 2 phones too. But I better talk to somebody too, because you know what, I need to hear some validation that this is done, and I get it. So that's one of the things that we've covered all those bases. So any way you want to communicate, we got you covered.
And I think one of the things that's going to help small businesses with JustWorks is that knowing what you need and what you don't need. I have a iPad, a laptop, a desktop, a phone top, and I don't use all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, now my grandkids told me I needed an iPad, and I really don't need an iPad. I got a laptop. So now that I have it, I'm forced to try to figure out. So I got all of these different pieces of equipment, all of these different things to do. And it's like, okay, I need somebody to tell me what I really, really need. We have a production company which manages this show and other shows that we do. And getting into the production company, you don't know which camera to buy. There's a bunch of cameras out there. Yeah. So we went to a camera person and talked to him. So as a business person, and when you open your business, there's a lot of different things out there. So I'm suggesting that you get with JustWorks just to see what you need. Right. You know, it's worth 3 months payment just to understand the back office. You know,
and that's a great analogy you just used, right? You run a business and you gotta pay for this vendor, I pay for that vendor. I got all these things going out. Wouldn't it be so much easier if I can do that under one umbrella and one roof and one person and one point of contact? I think it would be easier. Because again, that's what a lot of, especially when you start up, that's what you're doing. You're all over the place. You gotta pay, and even with JustWorks, you still gotta pay for your rent. You still got to pay for, there's other things you got to do, but from your HR perspective, the lifeline of your business is employees, right? At least that, you know, they good. Because if you have a business that needs employees and you don't have them because of your negligence, you will be out of business. You know, I mean, Rich, you know this, working for companies, owning business a long time, that first 6 months is pivotal. And if you don't have it right, or you trying to play it by ear or think, oh, well, I got to save money, then you need to just stay a W-2 employee, because you're going to go in this, which is lucrative and can be successful, but you got to do it right. And again, for the amount of money that we ask for employees, compared to what you might experience if you got in compliance issues or if you had tax issues, it's minuscule.
Yeah, and it is. So we're going to wrap up here. I appreciate you, Kevin, coming out and talking with us here this morning. It's been a wonderful conversation. I think probably down the line I'll have the HR person and somebody from JustWorks on, so people can get into it. But don't be caught up in what you don't know when there's help. And there's help through JustWorks. There's help through the Black Chamber of Commerce. You don't have to be Black to call us to ask some questions or to get your business moving. We're here for you. Our main focus is the African American Black people in the United States. We work with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to be introducing you to Frank Montez and that group over there, so that because we're if businesses make it, we all have the same issues. Yeah. Our nationality does not stop IRS from coming at us in a direction that's crazy, you know. So because we did something crazy, I won't call IRS crazy because I got a bunch of friends over there, you know. So
no, it's on us. It's the person in the mirror.
Yeah. So and that's what it is. Thank you so much, Kevin. We got to get off the air. It's been a wonderful morning, and we blessing and have a good day out in New York. How's the weather there?
Not bad. It's probably not as good as California, but it's not bad.
All right, then. We'll talk later. Great. Thank you guys for coming out for Strictly Business today. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.